Wow, oh, wow, wow, oh, wow. What a win. Arsenal 3, Brentford 1, or Brentford 1, Arsenal 3, obviously, because it was played at their ground. You lot, man, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Happy New Year. Hope you guys had a great time with your families and friends or whoever you decided to spend it with, even if you spend it on your own. I hope it was a nice time to relax and reflect and obviously get ready for what should be and will be for you guys and myself a much better year in 2025. Just an improvement on last year. And as long as you're taking steps forward, listen, man, that's all that matters. But let's get into the game. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. Let's get to at least 250 likes. Let me know who your man of the match was today in the Arsenal game. For me, Ethan Nwaneri, what a player. And obviously, you got Thomas Partey. He was doing brilliant in the 6 as well. Arsenal have made it like a little habit in this Partey in the 6 thing. I know Rice didn't play today. Obviously, they don't have any Saka, no Saka available and whatnot. But for me, I'm genuinely, let's just start with this, innit? Under the lights, away from home, no Saka, no Rice. And let's be honest, Brentford are no scrubs. These men are no scrubs. I said, listen, they got Hobbs and Shaw, Wisan and Mbeumo, and they can hurt anyone on their day. And then Mbeumo actually gets the opener, remember? So, there were some nerves, at one point. But when you actually look at it, for me, this is a bigger win than what people are making it out to be. Simply because, for me, if you look at Brentford's home record, they were actually they're tied with Liverpool. They're tied with us. Best home record in the league alongside Liverpool. Until today, of course. That was literally Brentford's second loss at home. That's how good they've been at home. And for me, again, Arsenal have come to their ground and done their thing. And for me, made pretty light work of it over the course of the game. I think the goal came against the run of play. I understand Brentford had a few guys missing, but obviously Damsgaard or Norgard, not sure which one it was, but little run he makes and Mbeumo cutting in, giving Calafiori problems. Listen, it was against the run of play. That's all I'm going to say. I think Calafiori, for me, is defensively a bit shaky and definitely should have got tighter. And listen, no credit taken away from Mbeumo, because for me, Mbeumo is a player. I'll take him at Liverpool. I think Arsenal should be a team looking at him. I think he'd definitely get some minutes at a lot of the top teams. And he's, again, constantly showing why he should be playing at a high level. Big up to Brentford for developing him the way he has. He's not that old. I'm pretty sure he's like 24. Got years on him. But yeah, big up Brian and Mbeumo. But yeah, we're here to give Ethan Nwaneri his flowers today. The kid's a baller. What, 17 years old? I'm mad. This kid's cold, This kid's cold. And I've been singing his praises, and I've also been calling for him to start games when Odegaard was injured. This game, to me, shows why when Odegaard was injured, Nwaneri should have been starting games. Now, as I said, I'm not going to say he should have been playing 90 minutes after 90 minutes after 90 minutes after 90 minutes. But the bottom line is, the Trossard in the Cam thing wasn't working. It was not working. So therefore, what are we doing here? Arsenal capitulated and are in a much worse position than what they probably could have been if they actually took the risk and played him anyway. Now, for me, even if you're going to start him and play him for 60 minutes and then bring on Trossard and maybe change the shape a little bit, even that. But to not play him in those runner games where Odegaard was injured, for me, is a massive crime, because you can see the players got talent. As I said, Brentford are no scrubs. These men are not scrubby, but in the slightest. So for Ethan to come in and look very comfortable, and yes, I understand he played right wing today. He didn't play right center. He didn't play right 8. But it's about him being a mature young man at the age of 17 and playing in a game of, again, people say it's just against Brentford. I think this was a game of significant magnitude. Arsenal dropped points to any more points, and I think the league is done. Chelsea just lost to Ipswich. You know what I'm saying? Man City are man's where they are. Obviously, Forest are doing well, but Arsenal couldn't afford to drop any points today. So to go and throw him in the deep end and play him right wing against a team who's only lost one game at their ground, this is where you have to give your credit. And the way he was taking on players, dropping the shoulder, linking up play, these are all things. For me, I think he's actually the Saka replacement He's probably the Saka understudy, I think, rather than maybe a Sterling for now. Even though Sterling is injured, and we'll see whether Arteta decides to play him. If Mikel plays Sterling ahead of him when he gets back, then we know what the pecking order is. But right now, to see him get a start, I think he's earned his start for next game. And you look at the options Arsenal have, they are a little bit thin in attack. But for me, while Saka's gone, Arsenal need to stay afloat. You need to stay afloat, keep winning games, keep the pressure on without Saka, which is going to be a big ask. And if they do stay afloat, then it's going to be credit to the team, the manager, and to see what they can, and again, to prove a lot of the rival fans like myself wrong and whatnot. So, if he can continue creating, dribbling, having that little creative spot, a little bit about you, because I think a lot of the Arsenal attackers are too negative first touches, too conservative, not positive enough in their play. I think even when he doesn't fall under that category for me. Very much under the Bukayo Saka umbrella of wanting to make things happen, trying to go forward, just like Odegaard. And again, and I want to speak about not the greatest, the most positive point, but for me, Odegaard was not great today. He's been under par. He's been subpar since he's come back from his injury. I think everyone takes that amount of time to recover, and I think he will recover because, again, a lot of fans have got on me for this. I actually think Odegaard's a world-class footballer. Does he need to show up in bigger games? Yeah, I think he's world-class though, and he hasn't been showing that since his return. But again, like I said with Chelsea, the fact that Arsenal are able to still win games without Saka while Odegaard's not playing well, it kind of shows the rest of the team are stepping up at this point, and that's what they're going to need to continue to do going throughout this next 10 games, in the next period of 10 games, with winnable games at that, outside of the cups. Obviously, I know where they face Newcastle in the cup in the double bill. But the hardest games I think Arsenal have are going to be Villa. They've got Man U at Old Trafford, I believe. I'm not sure. It might be at the Emirates. I'm not too sure. Correct me in the comments. And obviously they've got the North London derby at the Emirates, though, which they don't really lose too many of those at the Emirates, do they? So there's that. Yeah, there's that as well. So I think Arsenal, that's a positive win. That's 5 goals at Palace. That's 3 goals today. And obviously they won 1-0 against Ipswich. So I think Arsenal just need to carry on doing what they're doing. Thomas Partey is easily Arsenal's best midfielder this year. Another great performance. Calm on the ball, keeps possession, retains possession. Hasn't really got the legs as much anymore, but still is able to move and use his brain in his position and what he was doing. He done a great job today, screening that back four and moving forward when he needed to, and keep possession, keep the ball ticking, and doing all them things as well. And I feel like where there were wobbles in terms of, because Brentford did create a few chances, and, Raya nearly made a mistake just before they go and get that second goal. But I think Arsenal stuck to it. I think Gabriel Jesus needs to get some credit as well. The way he kept the ball, he links up the attack, he knits things together. I made the point a few episodes ago that he has to start games. I know Kai Havertz was ill today, so he was going to start anyways. But if you look at the way he scored that goal, that's the goal that people don't associate Gabriel Jesus with. Strikers' goals. Partey takes the shot, Jesus gets the header, and that gets them back in the game after what was a bit of a turbulence, if I'm honest. They get Brentford get the goal, and they started to carve through Arsenal's midfield a little bit. So I think that's very important for Jesus to score these goals, and he's going to need to keep scoring those goals, because if it's not coming from Jesus, Martinelli doesn't score enough goals for me, and it's quite difficult to maybe see where the goals will come from. But Jesus being in form is he's hit form at the perfect time for Arsenal, and I'll say that for free. And now they're obviously above Chelsea. They picked up 5 points in out of 9 against Ipswich, Everton, and Fulham. I'm excluding today's game. And Chelsea obviously collected 1 point from those games, and losing to Fulham, losing to Ipswich, and drawing to Everton. So, all the last were on Arsenal fans from the Chelsea side of things. But now you've got Arsenal fans that are now back ahead of them, and Chelsea are now 10 points off the top. Obviously, maybe Chelsea will get back to where they need to be. We'll see with time with them. But Arsenal right now are back in second place, and it's on them to put the pressure on us as chasers for the title against Liverpool. So we'll see. Again, good performances. Martinelli, another one. Listen, you don't know what I think of Martinelli, but he had a very good, very, very good finish. Very, very crisp hit volley. I was even shocked when he did that. And he celebrated like he kind of needed that goal, if I'm honest. So credit to Martinelli. I feel like he was very wasteful at times, but I think in the second half he was good. He was good. He's learning to play both wings as well. He's going to have to play both wings. Obviously, when Nwaneri comes off, Trossard comes on, he goes over to the other side. And I think game by game will probably improve. Arsenal still need an improvement in that position anyway for Martinelli. But listen, he done his job today. You know what I'm saying? He got his goal. And the third goal is an important goal. When the game's still 2-1, even at 3-1, you're still in the game. But at 2-1, Brentford get a goal and it's a completely different game. It's at their ground. Stadium erupts. The crowd starts to take over. And Brentford already had quite a lot. I think they got more possession than Arsenal in the game. I think it was 51% actually. So, yeah, that's what I'll say for now. I'll leave it there. But listen, you guys, if you made it this far, make sure you do like and subscribe. Make sure you comment. Let me know who your man of the match was. Next for Arsenal is obviously Brighton. We'll see how they do. Brighton away at the Amex. Brighton are in horrible form. So we'll see kind of what happens there. But yeah, man, listen, Arsenal done their thing. And this was a very much potential banana skin for Arsenal. And they, for me, apart from the early goal pass to flying colours. Listen, we'll see you guys in the next one. Like, subscribe, bless up. Happy New Year, people. And let's go straight forward. Forward motion into 2025. Anyway, take care, people, and let's go.